Your eyes are not deceiving you. You are looking at America's Next Top Shot. My name is Benjamin Green. I'm 24 years old, grew up in a small town in Kansas called Elmdale. I have 10 brothers and sisters, counting me of course, 6 brothers and 3 sisters, so even growing up was a competition of sorts for me. I love weapons, any type of weapons. Our first weapon was a slingshot, of course, growing up in a small town. That might be what you would expect from me. But I used a slingshot for very many years, shooting cans, anything else I could set up, just to try to get better. My next weapon was a BB gun. I was so happy to have a BB gun. Just pumping that thing up and shooting down those cans was quite the experience for me. I loved it. I moved from there to .22 rifles. I love .22 rifles. Just the cheapness of the ammo. You can plink away all day. My brothers and I would go down to the river, and we'd throw cans in the river and wait until they hit the rapids, and then we'd shoot at the cans while they're bobbing around, and the first one to hit the can would win. So that was always an exciting competition for me. I always loved winning that competition. My brothers are good too, of course, but I would say I would be a little bit better. I just love weapons in general. I love woodcraft as well. That's another hobby of mine. I combined the two and made a gun stock, actually, with just a Dremel tool and some sandpaper. My friend loaned me a sander so I could finish it up. I think I did a pretty good job on it for my very first project. Just had a little Dremel tool. But I love weapons. I joined the Marine Corps in 2007. I'm currently off active duty. I'm in the reserves now. But while I was in the Marine Corps, I obtained platoon high shooter. I was top shooter out of 82 Marines in my platoon. Second in the company being around close to 500 Marines. So that was a big accomplishment for me. I'd never shot anything like the M16 before boot camp. That was the biggest caliber. The biggest caliber I shot before boot camp was a .22 rifle. And that's what I shot all my childhood. And then I went to boot camp, picked up the M16, which just in a few hours had it dialed in, was hitting black every time. So I achieved the top score in my platoon, and I was very proud of that. I'm just going to read you a little excerpt from a letter that the commanding officer of my battalion sent to my parents. It says, "Marines take great pride in their marksmanship, and Benjamin distinguished himself as an expert rifleman. This achievement is a direct reflection of his personal discipline, determination, and self-confidence." I believe that describes me perfectly. I'm very, very determined. Growing up with 6 brothers, you just have to fight for everything, especially being one of the youngest ones. You have to fight to be recognized. I won a small competition called the Midwest District Men's Rifle Shoot, where a bunch of men from local churches would gather together, and we had a little competition with rifles, and I beat about 20 of them and took the first place trophy. I'm not a professional shooter by any means, but I do have the fundamentals, the drive, the commitment, and just the courage to win. I believe if you put me up against anybody, you can find the most professional shooters like J.J. Racaza or Blake Miguez. I believe I could hold my own against them. I believe I could beat them. I took pleasure watching Kelly in the first season. Him being so young, people wouldn't take him seriously, but he just stepped up every time and showed him what he could do. And that's what I'm going to do. I believe I'm going to make a great competitor. You might not think it. I'm homeschooled. I'm a college honor student. I just take great pride in who I am. I'm just a small town kid, no professional training really whatsoever besides the Marines. But I just love shooting, and somehow I just always hit what I'm aiming at. So I believe if you put me up against the best that you can find, I think that you're going to be pleasantly surprised to find out that I can hold my own and even beat them. So thank you for considering my audition, Top Shot. I look forward to seeing you in Los Angeles, and I will wait by the phone for your call. Thank you.